Hi, good morning. Welcome to my channel. I just started talking, so now my dogs are going to bark. Okay, this is the first video of my channel under my name, Christy Battle, and I am Christy Battle. And I am going to be doing videos every day, and I'm going to have a different theme. And this week, my theme is why. So in every day, I have a goal to talk about different things, parenting, marriage, accountability, social media, the word, prayer, etc. My hope is that this channel will be inspirational and also a way just for me to have a way to talk, because there's so much that goes through my mind, and I think if I have a way to get those things out, it would be a good thing. So anyways, this week is why. Why am I doing this? And every day I'm going to focus on the why of each subject I plan to talk about. So Mondays are Motivational Mondays, and motivational. I don't know how many of you out there struggle just with everything, with maybe being a parent, with being a wife, with being a friend, with being a mom to one child and not the other. Just different things. There's so many different things that we struggle with, and sometimes it's really hard to be motivated. Maybe you work outside the home, maybe you're home full time, and there's things that you struggle with. There's things that you want to do better. I literally have a list that I've had for probably about 10 or 15 years of things that I've wanted to improve on. Not because my husband told me to improve on them or the church told me to improve on them, but they were things that I wanted to improve on. Like one of them is I want to make my bed every day. And it seems stupid, just make your bed, right? Oh no. Because there's this whole OCD thing going on in the background, and then there's this internal argument of, well, I don't have to make my bed every day. Why should I make my bed every day? So let's get motivated. Let's encourage each other to follow through on the simple dreams so that we can then pursue the big dreams. Because if you are a woman, you have dreams. I find it very hard to believe that there's nothing that you desire to do in your life that has maybe been put on the back burner. And you know, it brings something to mind. I used to teach Sunday school a million years ago, and I remember one day, for some reason, our lesson wasn't ready, and so we did what I like to call a round table, and I would sit all of our kids in our it was church during kids church during regular church, so we had all the kids back there with us. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I remember sitting there, and I had short hair at the time. I had short hair for a long time while I was raising my kids, because, well, I lost the ability to do it somewhere along the line. I forgot how to do hair, and I didn't financially want to invest in it, and so it was just always short. And so we were sitting there in this round table, and I said, if we played the game, want two truths and a lie, or is it one truth and two lies? And they had to figure out what it was. And there was a moral to the game. I can't remember what it was at the time, but it was my turn to go. And my truth was, I have always wanted long hair. And this was, oh my gosh, guys, this had to be 15 or 20 years ago. 15 years ago. Yeah, not 20, 15. And I remember one of the little kids sitting there in the group, and they're like, well, then grow it out. And you would think it would be that simple. But I think that a lot of times we really cause ourselves to fail for whatever reason. Maybe what we went through growing up. Maybe we don't feel worthy. Maybe we feel like there's no hope. And one of the days of the week, I'm going to call Wake Up Wednesday. And on those days, I'm going to talk about marriage and parenting. And there was a reason I said that has now left my mind, and this will happen a lot. I just want to fair warn you. I don't know, I'll go back to my other story. It'll come to me. Anyways, we have the ability to achieve our goals. God has planted within us dreams and visions because He has a purpose for our life. He knit us within our mother's womb for a purpose. So let's embrace our purposes. I firmly believe with all my heart that when my kids were little, my purpose was to parent my children. That was my purpose. And I was 100% okay with that. You know, I didn't put on makeup a lot. I didn't mess with my hair. I didn't focus on me. I focused on my kids. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't women who can do both. I was not one of them, okay? So if you are beautiful while you're parenting, yay. I'm not jealous. It was not my thing. That's okay. But once your kids are grown, your purpose isn't done. You're not done, okay? So what do you do? Where do you go? I think so many divorces come at that time because people lose who they are. When I was in my teens, I loved makeup. Oh my goodness, guys, I loved makeup. And I loved doing my hair. And I had a little vanity that I had made out of 2x4s. And I had one of the mirrors, the magnifying mirrors, and I had all my makeup out, and it was in cute little jars and stuff like that, and I loved that vanity. It was made by 2x4s, guys, okay? I put a cute little doily thing on it, and I loved it. It was my happy place. And I lost that happy place. Did I lose it? I think that my happy place changed for a while. Because you definitely find happiness in parenting your kids. But as my kids have gotten older and they've become independent and they've moved out and different things, I rediscovered a love that I'd completely forgotten about. So what is our goal? What is our purpose? I had an amazing pastor whom I love dearly, and he was all about the goals. Every year I used to get so excited around Thanksgiving because he would start talking about, you know, thinking about what we're going to focus on for the next year. What's our dreams and our visions? You know, what does God have for us? And we would always have to fill out this form, and where do you want to be in 1 year, and where do you want to be in 5 years, and where do you want to be? And you guys, for years I could never fill that form out because I had no idea. I was not future driven at all. Never in my life was I future driven. And then we've gone through some major transitions in the last 5 years. I'm going to say 8. Because we transitioned from a church that we had been at for 20 years. We lost our pastor. He passed away. Then a couple years later, we transitioned. My daughter got pregnant right out of high school, and we became grandparents. And then she got married, and then she had another child, and then she got divorced, and she moved back home. And then my next son graduated, and then my next son went through some pretty challenging years. And then he graduated and went into the military, and he's now a Marine. And during this process, my life was very chaotic inside, in here. It was beyond what I could handle. I was having horrible anxiety attacks, and I actually thought I was having heart attacks and would end up at the doctors, and they'd do an EKG, and finally they told me, Christy, we think you're having anxiety attacks. And here's the thing, through all of this, through my pastor passing away and our church closing down or our church, I'm sorry, not closing down, us leaving the church, and losing a family that I had had for 20 years, because that's what happens. It's weird. We'll get to that in another session. But anyways, all of these things happening were changing who I was inside, okay? And that was really hard for me. There was a friendship that was very, very dear to me that changed. And that was also a huge transition for me. So all of this happening leads me to today. And I haven't touched on this. It's going to be a challenge for me when I do. But my marriage has also gone through a gamut of life itself. And I finally feel like I'm starting to slowly find a peace within my life, that I'm okay with where I'm at and who I am. When I was little, I had a very unique childhood. I counted it up one time because we were talking, and I teach parenting classes, and one time I shared with them, by the time I was 18 years old, we had moved 16 times. Many of those times I wasn't home. My mom would move when I was away. There might be a hidden message there, but I'm kidding. Anyways, maybe not. But so she had moved 16 times by the time I was 18 years old. She had had 9 significant relationships. Several of them were marriages. Several of them were years-long relationships. And that didn't include the men that came and went in between. So, good grief. I lost the reason I was telling you this again. I'm telling you this happens a lot. It'll come back to me. Anyways, I guess I'll go with what direction I think I was going with. There was chaos for so many years up to that point. And, I found it! So my point was, I never begrudged any of that. I wasn't angry, I wasn't resentful. I felt like that made me who I was. And there were different things that I experienced in all of that. There was some sexual abuse. There was neglect. There was, there was a whole bunch of stuff. But I felt like it made me who I was. And at the time, when I was young and stupid, I was okay with that. I wasn't ungrateful for who I was. I didn't feel like I had this horrible life. So, back to now. I started making my list for this year. And last year I got this job. Well, actually in 2016 I got a job. And I love my job, you guys. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you. I can get emotional if I really think about it. But there were some major things that this job brought to my life that I hadn't examined in my life. And one of them was I was around women who cared about themselves. They were strong women who had strong political stances and who were passionate about what they did and cared about what they looked like. And yes, they had hard lives, or they had experienced a lot in their lives, but they were just strong women. I met compassionate, amazing women who, when I hear their voice on the phone, it lights up my day. And then I got to start working with people who were not the best people that we have to offer in our little tiny town. And I saw brokenness, and I saw people who were lost. And it just brought something to me that I had not had. Again, I knew that I was supposed to be a parent, and I knew that while I had my children, I was supposed to be their parent. But suddenly I found a platform that just gave me such life. So then I started watching makeup tutorials, and I have no idea why. there was this lady who sells this certain brand of makeup, but one day she happened to put a video on about this stuff that makes your hair poof up, and I was done from there. I was addicted. And suddenly I became passionate again about makeup and taking care of myself and smelling good. And well, I mean, not that I had an issue with smelling bad. Let me just clarify that. But I just got excited about it. And so back to this year. I had never, Pastor John, my pastor who passed away, had always had us do those forms where we write down 1 year and 5 years and stuff, and I had never been able to complete those forms. And this year I decided, the first time in my life I actually thought ahead. 1 year down the road, 2 years down the road, what my life was going to encompass. I have these friends who I love so dearly, and they've moved everywhere. Hello, they've lived everywhere, but they now live in the States and a couple states away, and I want to go be with them. I want to go visit them, and I had never had this desire before. I have a niece that was born in March of 2017. She's going to be 1 this year. And I want to go see her. And I'm not huge family driven. It could be because of the life that I had growing up, but I'm not super huge about the whole family thing. But I realized I want to be a part of my niece's life. I actually have a nephew now that is I haven't met, who lives in Ohio. It's shameful because I need to get over and see him. But there's just some thought processes that have changed. So now on to the topic of why. So why a YouTube channel? Well, you guys, first of all, YouTube is fun. There's bad stuff on here too. Let's just get it out there on the table. But there's good stuff too. And I started watching these makeup channels and I realized this is fun. Okay? So I created a channel to do makeup on. And I'll link it down below. It's new too. But I also felt like there were other things that God had placed on my heart that I needed to talk about. And so that's this channel, which is Christy Bowdle. Hello, that's me. And we're going to talk about being motivated. And we're going to talk about being married and loving Jesus and cleaning our houses. And sometimes talk about putting on makeup and buying sexy lingerie, not only for your husband, but for yourself, because, girl, you need to feel pretty too, okay? It ain't all about him. And, you know, stuff like that. So, that leads us back to the whole point of all of that I just talked about for 18 minutes. Oh my gosh. Here it is. I made a list. I made some big, hairy, audacious goals. And if you guys could read these, you would be like, girl, you are just aiming way too high. So a couple people, but you know, there's God, so let's just put that out there. There's a couple people who I saw had words of the year, and I really thought about that, and I thought, you know, one of the things that has just really stirred my heart in this whole makeup endeavor is beauty and health. I recently had to have surgery. It scared the crap out of me. And I realized that I have to make changes. I also realized that I want those changes to happen without any effort whatsoever. So anyways, I have to start exercising. But my words are this: beauty and health. And so you're like, beauty, really, Christy? I mean, of all the words, there's a reason. And I asked myself some questions. So in today's Motivational Monday, here's your goals. And it's February. It's okay. It took me a month to get motivated to do my first video. All right? So, you know, let's do this. It wasn't that I wasn't motivated. It was that I was held back by my OCD. But we'll talk about that in another video. Okay, beauty. What does beauty mean? What did Esther go through to prepare for the king? she went through this year-long process, and I want to know more about that, because why did she go through that? That's what I want to know. What does it mean in my relationship with Jesus to be beautiful? And you guys, I'm not talking just about what's on the outside, because there can be some seriously gorgeous people on the outside, and there ain't nothing pretty about them on the inside. What does health mean? What does it mean to me? What does the Bible say about being healthy? What does it mean in my relationship with Jesus to be healthy? And what does beauty and health, or how does beauty and health influence my marriage? How does it influence my family? And how does it influence who I speak into? So these are my words of the years, and my 2 words of the year for 2018. And I'm going to answer these questions. I'm going to be doing some Bible studies and figuring these things out. Why? Who am I going to be accountable to this? Just me and Jesus. I mean, I'll probably keep you guys updated, but I'm doing this to improve myself. One of the things that I always say when I teach parenting classes is you're going to get out of this what you put into it. If you choose not to improve yourself, then you simply will not improve. We have the opportunity to learn every single day. Just because we go to school and we graduate does not mean we're done learning. If we choose not to go on to college, that doesn't mean that we've stopped learning for the rest of our lives. If you've parented one way for 15 years and you haven't found success, let's change the way you're doing it. And that can happen. Okay, I am not going to read all my goals. Can you see them? Woo! Okay, I'm not going to show you. I don't want you focusing in. Some of these are private. Okay, so there's my goals. Marriage. This one I'm kind of excited about. I'll tell you, marriage has been a hard thing for me. I don't really can't say that marriage has been my most favorite thing ever. But I love my husband. So this year I want to bless Rod, which is kind of funny because if you knew what was going on in our lives right now, you would probably be like, that poor man. But anyways, silly things like rubbing his back when he goes to sleep. He loves to have his back rubbed when he goes to sleep. Oh my gosh, drives me insane. Maybe doing chores for him. He loves to have the dishes done. Just different things like that. Okay, there. Blessing Rod. That's my marriage focus for this year. Personal. It's huge. I want to read 400 books, and let me tell you, it's February, and I have not read one. But I want to read 400 books, so I'm going to get busy on doing that. Run a 5K. So I have to exercise, so there's a huge drawback there. But I want to run a 5K. Couple reasons why. My family is a huge inspiration to me. They do not know this, but Dennis and Lydia, my father-in-law and my sister-in-law, like to run. And I don't think I will, well, let's just say this. I don't desire to be at the level that they are, but I want to do it. Couple reasons. There's a ministry that I was a part of, I worked for many years, and I want to be a part of their 5K because I believe in their ministry, I believe in what they're doing, and I'm so proud of where they've come. Gonna get choked up. So I want to be a part of their 5K. And then there's this one in Columbus where you get a chocolate bar medal, and hello, I want the chocolate bar medal. And I'm going to run that with my friend, Renita. So she doesn't know that, but we're going to run it together. Okay. Exercise at least 3 times a week. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm very positive about that. Do devotions. Pray every day. You know, I'm a prayer without thinking about it, but I want to actually think about it. I want to focus my praying. So these are some of my personal goals. I'm not going to read them all. Financial. Ooh, sister. Ugh, it hurts. I am a financial mess. Okay, guys? I am willing to admit this to you. I am horrible with finances. I am so very thankful that God gave me Rod because he's an accountant and he is really good with money. I don't like to talk to him about money, and I don't like to do anything with him about money because he's really good at it, so he never spends it, and I'm a spender, but whatever, sometimes the girl's got to change, okay? So there's a lot there that I'm not going to tell you about that has to be taken care of. All right, family. I want to read at least 3 books out loud to Jonah this year, and I want to go to Arizona. Those are my goals. Hello. YouTube. I have some goals here. I plan to get some things done on the YouTube universe. Turning the page. Those are my goals. Oh, work. If my boss ever watches this video, one of my goals is to be on time. I am on time-ish. I love my job, but I also love being home. I mean, you guys, I'm such a homebody, it ain't funny. So even though I love my job, it's a huge challenge for me to get there. And then once I get there, it's all fine. I'll stay forever, you know? But it's the getting there that's the challenge. So, what are your goals? That's what you're going to do today. You are going to sit down and write some big, hairy, audacious goals. Why are you going to do this? Because I'm going to help you be accountable through this process. We are going to check in with each other. You're going to write down below when you're done watching this video, and you click subscribe because a sister needs help, guys. Subscribe. And like because I'm awesome and you want to like my video. And then I want you to go down and comment and tell me, have you made goals for 2018? And if you haven't, are you going to have them done by next Monday when I check back in with you and say, Sister, did you do your goals? So, a couple things I want to just real quick throw in there because I know this is already long. Get a calendar. I don't care if it's some cheapo one that you got from the propane company. Get a calendar and use it. Start writing things down. I got this one. This one's called Panda Planner. Panda Planner. I love it. It's blank and I get to fill it in. For those of you who are maybe into bullet planning, but you're not just there yet, this is kind of fun because you fill it in yourself. But the thing I love about it is it makes me keep track of my goals and what I'm focusing on, and it gives me this month view, which I love. And then there's a section where I can do weekly reflection, review the last week and see what I think about it. Obviously, I've used this part a lot. And then there's my daily things, what I'm, daily. A couple things I like about this, if you're not using this, that's fine, but I want to encourage you. It tells me to write down 3 things I'm thankful for. A while ago, a lady named Ann Voskamp wrote a book, 1,000 Gifts. And she encouraged us to every day be thankful for 3 things. And she actually made these gorgeous, she makes the most beautiful printables. And she would print them off for you. We'd get 1 month, and each day it would be like, be thankful for 3 things blue, or 3 things old, or 3 things new, or 3 things purple. So you would just be thankful. And the thing about being thankful about something every single day is it cultivates an attitude of thankfulness. And you guys, if you're struggling, especially with depression, finding things to be thankful for is huge. So I want to leave you with that thought. It's huge. How do you say that? Huge. It's huge. I don't know how he said it. I don't ever watch him. But anyways, okay. Hey, you guys, this was fun. I enjoyed having you here. This room is my happy place. And you guys are invited into my happy place. So have a great day. And I'm really glad to have spent this time with you. And tomorrow, Tuesday's Techie Tuesday. So I'm going to start talking about technology for a couple reasons. We need to be aware of what our kids are seeing and the things going on in the social media world. Also, just some fun things in case you don't have some apps and want to know about them. Wednesday's Wake Up Call Wednesday. We talk about marriage. We talk about our homes. We talk about parenting. It's kind of like a slap in your face wake-up call. Thursday, we're going to talk about the word and prayer. So I like that. The word is good. And Fearless Friday. I have no idea what we're going to talk about on that day. Something. I'm also going to link down below. And when I say that I'm going to do this, the truth is I haven't tried it yet. So hopefully I'm going to link down below my makeup page, which is Mama Bowdle. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or it's under Mama Bowdle. And I'm going to be talking about makeup routines, subscription boxes because girls got a problem, and just all kinds of makeup-y stuff because I love makeup. So, hey, I am glad you were with me today. It was fun to talk to you. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me your goals. Tell me anything else, things you'd like me to talk about. I'm all yours. So have a great day, guys. Bye.